this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Or did you find another defenseman stashed hidden somewhere?
Yeah, AKA Claire Van Weeren.
Claire Van Weeren?
Yeah.
Are you
So,
gonna play her on
we're,
defense,
we,
or?
we will, penalty kill situations if one of our D ends up going in the box, but, we also played Ohio State with 4D, so, so 5, we're up. But yeah, if one of our D ends up in the penalty box, we've been practicing Clara this week as a defender, and it's natural for her as a center, being down low. She knows what to do. She knows the game really well, so we feel really confident in her abilities back there.
Are those the types of situations?
Yeah.
Penalty kill when not having the 6D is the hardest?
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. So obviously it's pretty, for a whole 2 minutes taxing on them if it's just a couple of them going, so. But she's really excited about it, and even she was doing one-on-one drills for us this week as a defender. So, and she looked great at it.
Yeah.
She's really strong, powerful, takes the body really well. So, yeah.
She mentioned when the last time she ever played defender growing up or anything like that?
Or? I didn't even ask her. No.
Why Clara?
Just because she's a center.
Okay.
She's a center, so like I said, she's used to being in the corners, used to knowing how to play in front of the net. She's so strong and powerful. When she lifts up someone's stick, it's hard for them to be able to get their stick back on the ice to be able to put the puck away. So she's just she knows the game so well that we tried her. This week, and like I said, in one-on-one drills and in PK drills, and she just looked natural. Yeah.
Is Peyton Holloway going to be back, or is she still day-to-day?
Still day-to-day, unfortunately. Yeah.
How does that, if you're using Clara possibly on the PK, how does that impact things up front? Or is she the type of player that can just handle the increased workload?
Yeah, no, we've also, Zoe Kroc has been getting more looks this week. And she also, throughout, she's done some penalty killing for us, but we always have been practicing with her on the penalty kill. So she also feels good and ready for it.
Bemidji State, what stands out to you about them, and what kind of challenge can they pose?
Yeah.
Just being very short-handed this weekend.
Yeah, well, one, the depth in their team, and two, they're relentless and they don't stop. When I look at how they've played other top teams in our league, they're still getting a ton of opportunities, putting up a lot of shots. It's, even if some of the top teams are up by a few goals, you look at the shots still and they're right there. So they're very, they're tenacious. Like I said, they don't back off, and they're giving everybody a back and forth hockey game. So that's what we expect from them, and we have to bring our very best this weekend.
Felt like even on Saturday, when you needed a key draw one, you could count on Jenna Lowry.
Yes.
How good was she on the dot? And maybe not percentage-wise total, but she won some major big-time face-offs for you after icings and things like that where you needed possession.
She did a fantastic job with that, and especially she's dynamic on both her forehand and her backhand, which is great. Some people are just more comfortable on their strong side, on their backhand side, but we had her out in some critical situations on her forehand side, and she was still able to win those draws for us.
That line was even Saturday, it felt like they were really good again in terms of generating new zone time, possession. Maybe not as many scoring chances as Friday, but they got you the puck where you wanted it to be.
They did. They consistently are buying into our game plan. They're all three of them are 200 feet players, and their reloads were excellent. And again, that's why they were able to create some of those turnovers for us. And they ended up putting our other lines in better positions. When they came off the ice, the next line up ended up with a scoring opportunity from it. And that's what we want to do. Every single line, when we're out there, we want to make sure we're putting the next line up in a better position. But they really led the way with that this past weekend. I thank you. Good question. I really like where our team's at right now. I thought we took a major step defensively against Wisconsin, so that was something that we wanted to clean up. I didn't think that there's parts in our game defensively the week before that we got exposed on. So we really focused in on those areas, and I really liked what we were able to do against Wisconsin. We took a good step there, but that's not what we want to. We don't want to just be satisfied with that. We want to continue to keep pushing forward. I think there's more in our team. We want to be more dynamic in the offensive zone. So this week we kind of focused a little bit more on that. And it's going to be really important. Now we've got to bring both parts together. Both our defensive continue to play defensively strong and well, and add to the offensive part of our game this weekend.
You guys were really close with Wisconsin. Did it feel like maybe the score didn't reflect the result you would have wanted based on your play either night?
I felt like there's definitely momentum shifts on both sides of the equation there, and when they had a bit of a push on us, I really liked our defensive game. We really did a great job of keeping them at bay and to the outside, and limiting some of their top quality chances. And then obviously defensively, you always want your best player to be your goalie, and that was without a doubt Ev Gascon for us. And then, there's a shift in momentum, and the next thing you know, we were, on top of them and really pushing them back on their heels. The second game we hit, I think, a crossbar, a post, and had 2 breakaways. If we capitalize on one of those, it's maybe a different outcome. So again, just happy with our performance, but there's still more in us, and I love our group. They are just tremendous, tremendous people. Like every single day coming to the rink has just been, I'm so grateful. I feel so blessed, to get the opportunity to work with these kids. They make it really, really fun. And that's the best thing about where we're at right now. It's like every single time we step on the rink, it's like we're growing together as a team. And it's every day I look forward to it.
Now, Claire spoke quite poetically last week about just your vision to what the national championship looks like. And it looks like the way that you have perfectly pictured in your brain as this being another step in the journey to get there.
To be able to bring the same game, that we've been able to play against top-ranked teams. We have to be able to bring that consistency in terms of our energy, in terms of lifting each other up, in terms of our reloads. Anytime the other team gets the puck, we want to be on top of that. That's how, you kind of take the wind out of their sail. So we have to continue to play that way every single time we step on the ice.
How much do you look back at the November series with Bemidji in terms of research, or is it kind of like what you mentioned before, the shorthandedness kind of changes it a little bit?
Yeah, you always look back because there's definitely tendencies, and then you want to look ahead to their most recent games, and are those tendencies still there, or have they, have they made adjustments to their game plan, and then go from there. So we definitely work hard in doing our research, but at the same time, our focus has always been more on us and where are our weaknesses. We want to continue to work on our weaknesses and how can we make our team more offensive. So we always want to look at what our opponent is doing, but ultimately it comes down to can we do what we want to do. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Clara's skills as a substitute defenseman, especially on the PK this week?
Pretty good. Basky and I were kind of dying in one drill, and she came up to us and said this was really easy. So Basky and I kind of looked at each other and said we should probably step it up. So yeah, but no, if I were to trust anyone on the team, it'd probably be her. So yeah.
How tough is it? You guys kind of experienced this against Ohio State a couple weeks ago. When you are shorthanded on the blue line, where does it strain? Where is it the toughest?
It's just like a mental battle, kind of. I feel like the physical part, we've been through so much this year that it doesn't really affect us. Yeah, if you're stuck out there, it's going to be physically demanding, but I feel like we're used to it, and with all the adversity we've had with low D, it's not a problem to us anymore. So yeah, just more mental.
What's the line on like with your age? I feel like when you're younger, you're totally cool.
Yeah.
Playing like, oh, there's only 4D out here? Cool, I get more shifts and everything like that. What level is it kind of like, okay, we need more than 2D, 4D, 6D out there?
I mean, maybe right now, personally, I don't mind double shifting or going out with 4D. Like, Ohio was hard, but it was kind of fun, just keeping the legs moving. But I don't know, you can ask our seniors, maybe they feel a bit different about it, but yeah.
You're okay at this point in your career? Yeah?
I'm good right now, but I might next year maybe.
Maybe a year from now?
Yeah.
I must ask you how that's going?
Yeah.
Bemidji, what stands out to you about the Beavers?
I feel like their playing style is pretty similar to ours. I don't know if that's with the coaching staff or anything like that, but they have some similar systems, and we just got to play off of that and see what they do and how they forecheck. And yeah, I would say everything they do is kind of similar to us, so it's not that hard to scout on, but just make sure we're in the right places at the right time.
I know you didn't get the results you wanted this weekend. It felt like you deserved a little better than what you got. How proud were you of your group and what you guys put out there against the Badgers?
I was super happy with how we played. Obviously, you always want to come out with a win, but I feel like that was a character build for our team, and we know we have a championship team here. To keep it that close with the #1 team in the nation, and to hopefully keep that going and keep that rolling with this group will be awesome.
For you guys, you had a number of times you talked about, you get stuck out there, it's demanding. How demanding is it? Because you had a couple of, I don't know if you were out there for a couple of them or not, but your group had a few of those where they hemmed you in for a little bit, and it was tough to get clears, tough to get exits, and you had to take an icings, now you're stuck on the ice, that type of thing. How tough were those to deal with as they were happening?
Yeah, those are tough, especially when you've been out there for about a minute, and then Wisconsin is a really good team, and they'll be wheeling and dealing around you. So trying to stay man on man and over communicating is something that we did, and I think we did pretty well with that. But yeah, it's definitely demanding when the teams get going around you, and you have to over communicate and chat where you're going, make sure there's no backdoor tap-ins or no one's loose. So
I know you don't have it this weekend, but you and Nina played a lot together this year. What's it been like building that chemistry?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Building off of last year with her, I feel like we've both grown this year together a lot. So she's a great partner, and she talks me out of my own thoughts. And if I'm overthinking things, she's there, and I know she'll be there. And she's a great player, and I'm really happy for her to showcase her skills this week with Germany, and hopefully they can qualify for the Olympics. But yeah, I love playing with her.
What are some of the biggest things you learned about your squad in the series against Wisconsin?
I would say just being able to deal with adversity, and also making sure that everyone can fill a different role if you're called upon, and I think our team did really good with that. Our third line definitely stepped up and had a great weekend for us and was a momentum builder, so I feel like the team took energy from that third line and utilized that to keep going.
Of course, you never want to be shorthanded, but going against a team like Bemidji that knows you guys so well, is it kind of maybe handy to shifting things around a little bit?
It could be, yeah. We did video today and went over their stuff, so hopefully, and practice it today too, so hopefully we know what to do, where to be kind of thing, but yeah, it could help sometimes.
I spoke to this earlier, but after playing back-to-back series against some of the best teams in the country. As a player, what is your measuring stick in that process despite the results and the outcome in the last sport?
In like what way?
How would you just measure where you guys are, where you're feeling? I know she said she loves where you guys are at. She loves practicing, coming to practice with you guys. But even as a player, like what is your mindset, your perspective in that?
I feel like you definitely like build more and more each weekend. Obviously, like we haven't won a game recently, but there's things that you learn every week that you'll get better and better at, and that brings it into the next weekend. So I feel like during Ohio weekend, we brought things into St. Thomas weekend that we did way better the week before, and then St. Thomas to Wisconsin, we did way better. So just building off of that, and yeah, they're tough back-to-back weekends, but it's the league. It's what you're going to get, so.
Do you kind of remember from that November series and what went well in that series that might help you this time around, what's facing you the second time around there?
I feel like our team did a really good job of being like fluid. We were moving around and exchanging pucks very well, and that showed with the score, but that's not always going to be the case. So I feel like if we just get pucks on net, and I think we did a really good job with that. And striking first, I think, is a big thing for us this weekend, so hopefully we can do that.
Thank you.
Sweet.